Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is the time is now. As I had mentioned, and many other occultists and metaphysicians, this was going to be a era of revolution. Revolution, as Kwame Ture, who was known at one time in the earthly incarnation, the Stokely Carmichael, said this: revolution is made by the people, and the people are making it. And one thing about it, you have to keep your focus as a revolutionary. That's secondary to love and having a calling. What makes a revolutionary dynamic is they have a love for the people. And with this love, they're willing to sometimes receive the ingratitude of the people that they're serving. So what's happening? If you look and pay attention to the events in Ottawa, Canada, with the truckers, they are fighting against the powers vigorously. So when you fight against the powers, what happens? The Canadian government are now trying to call in the military. That's right, you heard it. They're willing to call in the military. Children are walking out of schools. If they refuse to come back, they're going to be expelled. And how do you disrupt any revolution? By using counter-revolutionaries and the police and informers. Informers could be somebody who have domestic violence charges or even like speeding tickets, or they robbed a liquor store and they say, look, we'll sweep all that underneath the rug, but we own you. That happened with people like Melvin Cotton Smith, Julio Butler, and William O'Neill, who played a part in the assassination of Fred Hampton. And this also happened with people you may not think were prone to betrayal because they had a high status, a la Fidel Castro, who betrayed Che Guevara, or Joseph Stalin, who had Leon Trotsky assassinated in Mexico in 1940. And the person that did it received a high commendation from that butcher Stalin. So what they're trying to do with the truckers, they have protesters who are protesting the protesters. And I would gather that many of these people are police and FBI. So that's how you arrest a revolution, but don't take your eyes off the prize. And one thing about human beings, and this goes if you're white, African American, Latina, etc., you are accustomed to somebody fighting your own battles. That's why nothing gets done, especially in the United States. You want somebody to fight your battles. Don't believe me? You want Jesus to fight your battles. You want Allah to fight your battles. You want Lucifer to fight your battles. You want King Paimon to fight your battles. No, you fight your battles. At least when you deal with demons from the Goetia, they will help and assist you, but sooner or later, they take the training wheels off. And a lot of people haven't deprogrammed themselves to that point where they can say, okay, thank you for your assistance. I will listen to your knowledge, but they're going to test you and they're going to see what you're made out of. Everybody is not made of something. And I want to really address this point vigorously. And I really think that it's hindering the occult community. Stop worrying about what other races are doing, because it's starting to become very irritating. Oh, well, what about what white people are doing? What about what black people are doing? What about Native Americans, what they're doing? I tell you what, here's your choice. You want to keep worrying about what they're doing, you're going to have to come back and do this all over again. Period, point blank. Worry about what you got to do. And to use a earthly analogy, look at it like this. For those who are sports aficionados like myself, because I enjoyed and played basketball, Skip Bayless would not be able to live with himself if he couldn't do a show and not let the name of LeBron James escape his lips. He wouldn't know what to do with himself. This is a time of revolutionary, and this is on an occult, metaphysical level. as well as on the third dimensional plane. So it's about getting to work, not having excuses, not being afraid. Yes, I said that because many people are afraid. Oh, they put up a tough front for sure, but many are afraid because one of the things that your mind wants to do, it wants to give you an excuse that will justify your fear and your procrastination. Do not ever forget that as long as you exist. It wants to give you an excuse. Well, I can't do this, because of this. And I'm not saying don't take care of your family. They should come first. Nor am I saying don't put your husband or your wife first. Nor am I saying don't worry about your job. But you have a job workout across the country. Why? Because why would I allow myself to be disrespected and I'm getting paid peanuts? That doesn't make sense. And people talk about the immigrants. Let me speak to that. The so-called people that allow immigrants into this country, many of you don't understand. So let me give you the political science breakdown. They're allowing immigrants in here because it drives down the cost of labor. Yes, that's what it does. So that 21 to 24 hour payday that you think you're going to get, you're not going to get that if they can allow people over from Mexico, the Philippines, Thailand, Central America. The immigrants are not the problem. These are human beings that want some of the things that you get because they get sold this bag of goods by the intelligence community. And the people that you think are working in your best interest, whether it's left or right, corporations run all of them. And even with keeping you sick, who do you think sponsors the American Cancer Society? Susan Komen. Who you think, oh, breast cancer, my mother died. Who sponsors them? Oh, I'll give you some hints. KFC, the dairy industry, the meat industry, McDonald's. Yeah, they sponsor all the people that I just said. So you're being manipulated. So the time is now. So if you're going to be a revolutionary on any level, you're going to have to get your hands dirty one way or the other. Either doing it by any means necessary or doing it on the spiritual level where if we have to tear this third dimensional reality up and restore the balance, then that is the chance I am willing to take. So let it be done. So that's something many of you can think about. The time is now. Not next week, not next month, not when I feel better. The time is now. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.